Well, good morning. My name is Dr. Brian Kremens. I will be your instructor for English 101 this semester. This will just be a brief introductory video where I talk a little bit about some of the work we'll do in the class. I'll show you also how to use Blackboard, which is our hub in terms of finding information, and my sharing information with you. And then I'll talk a little bit about our first assignment. So before I get any further, I do want to stress to you to make sure that you please email me if you have any questions at all. And that'll be the case for the entire semester as well. If you have any questions, make sure that you email me. You can also drop in during my regular online office hours, which you'll also see listed on the syllabus. But for right now, I just want to sort of welcome you, particularly if you've never taken an online class before. It might be a new challenge, but we've done everything we can here at Harper College to make this process as easy and as accessible as possible when you're taking these classes. And I'd also like to let you know a little bit more about myself, particularly because for the first quiz that you're going to do this week, I will be asking you some questions about yourself, just so that I can get to know you better and remember your names. So first things first, I've been at Harper College since 2008. I've been a full-time faculty member since then. I was promoted to full professor in 2019, I think. I don't know, time flies. Before that, I taught at several different schools. I did my PhD in English with a concentration in African American Lit at the University of Connecticut, which I have on right here, my Connecticut Huskies. This is the real Husky, by the way, not the newer wolf-looking Husky that they put on, but when I was in grad school, this is the Husky that we had, which back in Connecticut, we always think is a lot cuter looking than the modern looking Husky that's used for all the sports teams now at UConn. So I did my PhD there. And before that, did my undergraduate degree in English and creative writing at Dartmouth College, which is up in New Hampshire. So that's why when I first moved here to Chicago in 2005, I was totally prepared, because not only did I grow up in New England, but I went to college in New Hampshire, which, to be perfectly honest, is actually colder than Chicago. It's just that the wind is not as bad with all the mountains up there. So what else can I tell you? I've been teaching for quite a long time, about 25 years now. And my favorite class is to teach our English 101 and 102, because I write myself. I'm a writer who publishes regularly. I've done 2 books over the last 5 or 6 years and continue to publish articles. And I tell you that also to let you know that while you're working on your papers, there's a good chance that I'm also working on an article for publication or for an editor. So I'm in it with you. And that's why I also enjoy the editing process, as you're going to see as I show you some of the details from this class. So let me show you Blackboard. I can tell you a little bit more about myself later, or you can just read more about me on the syllabus for the class. So I'm going to do a screen share with you so that you can see what our Blackboard shell looks like for the class. So that we're English 15 or W15 because it's an online class. And everything you will need to know for your class is here. Okay, so if you take a look, I use announcements at least 2 to 3 times a week. So when you log in on Monday mornings, bright and early, you're going to find that I've given you a set of reminders for the week. So always take a look at those and email if they don't make sense. That's also where you'll see your videos posted. So anytime I'm posting a new video on an assignment, or on on papers that I've given back to you, or on a reading, you'll see that first posted in the announcement section. And so you can see that all here. Now, as we move forward, you can also take a look here at the syllabus. Now, in our class, you're going to notice that all of your videos are logged here. So in other words, whenever I post a new video for one of my classes, I always post them and do a separate link under the syllabus and course videos folder. And then that way you've got a central location where you can find all of this information. So all your videos will be posted in here over the course of the semester. Your syllabus is also here. I'll do a separate syllabus video within the first week of the semester where you'll learn more about that. I don't want to spend too much time on that in this one, but please read over the syllabus when you get a chance. And you'll notice the rest of my Blackboard is fairly simple. I like to keep it pretty straightforward so that you can focus on your reading and writing assignments, and so that you don't get too tangled up in the technology. So after that, you've also got a small section here called readings, quizzes, writing assignments. That's the most critical part of Blackboard, aside from where your grades are, of course, when you want to check on your grade averages for the semester. So under here, you'll notice I put all of your readings for the semester in different folders. And so the folders are connected or linked to the actual writing assignment. So for paper 1 here, you've got the assignment along with the readings, and then any quiz associated that will also appear in this folder. So again, as we go along over the course of the semester, I populate my folders with whatever readings we're doing, and also with whatever assignment we happen to be working on. And we have papers due every 2 weeks in my class. And so it's important to keep up with those, and hopefully the reminders that I give you will help you as you keep up with those week-to-week assignments. Underneath that, you've got faculty information. This is too long, I will admit to that. It's more information on me. Here's a picture of me in Ireland visiting my grandmother's hometown from right before the pandemic started. So this you can read on your own. There's nothing in here that you're going to get quizzed on, but it's just a way for me to introduce myself to you in a little bit more detail, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of the facts in that about me. And then the next part of your Blackboard shell would be your grades, which, you know, when you click on the grade link, I won't do that now because it's my shell and you're going to see the other grades for other people in class. That's where you're going to find where your grades are. And I post those every time an assignment comes in. I always give those back to you the week after they're turned in, so that you can get my feedback immediately and you can start working on the next assignment. So that's where you'll see your grades are. And underneath that are some general support services for Blackboard. If you have any tech problems, you've got Blackboard Help. You've got other student support services, which are links to the Writing Center and the Tutoring Center, all good information that's also on our syllabus. And then lastly, of course, there is the SOI, which we'll talk about more at the end of the semester. That's just an evaluation for the class that's done anonymously. And I'll talk way more about that at the end of the semester. So as you can see, the actual shell for the class is pretty simple. And again, just to kind of sum up what I just mentioned, the parts that you really want to pay attention to are the announcements, because again, I post at least 3 announcements a week, one on Monday, closing one on Friday, and then usually one in the middle of the week just to keep everybody on track and just to remind you what assignments are due. And then your reading quizzes and writing assignments. I group everything under that so that you've got all of the assignments there for you. You can kind of track to see where you've been, which is really important in a writing class, since each one of our papers builds on the one that came before it. So whenever you get a paper back, you want to make sure to put it in a folder, take a note of the comments that I wrote on it so you can see what to improve upon as you get ready for the next assignment. And then, as I said, your grades are also listed here. So you're going to see a running average for your grade over the course of the semester as I turn the papers back, because I send them back to you, and then you're going to notice there you've got the current average. Okay, so let me stop my screen share there. We'll have a lot more to talk about here over the first couple of weeks of the semester, but I wanted to just give you a sort of a basic overview of where to find all the information that you need. In the next video, I'll talk a little bit about the syllabus for the class and the first set of readings. But in relation to that, what I should also mention is that your first assignment is due this Friday at the end of the first week of classes. I always make sure to include a short quiz, which is on the Mike Rose reading, which again is in Blackboard. In fact, let me just show you that again. Just so that you can take a look and remember where to find it. So again, if you're working on your first assignment, all you got to do is scroll down and you're going to find quiz number 1, which is due or was due on August 27th at 5 p.m. And you're also going to find the readings for that assignment from Mike Rose and Toni Morrison, as well as the actual paper assignment for that class. So that's all there for you. And I should mention that the quiz is mostly about you. There are some questions. There's about half of it that focuses on the Mike Rose essay. So read that. And in a separate video, I'll talk more about that assignment. But then I just ask you some questions like, what's your favorite animal? What's your favorite breakfast food? Do you have a particular favorite song or a favorite movie? I answered those questions in the overview about me that you'll find here on Blackboard. Real quick, if you haven't read that yet, my favorite food is oatmeal. I'll pretty much eat it in any variation, and it comes in handy when I'm in my office at school, when I'm teaching regular classes, and I'm in my office at 5:30 in the morning, which is normally when I'm on campus, eating my breakfast. So very easy to make very early in the morning when I'm grading papers. My favorite song, probably would be something by U2. I'd have to think about that. They're one of my favorite bands. And on mine, if you're a musician, I do ask, do you have a favorite instrument? I can show you mine real quick here. This is my 2011 Fender Stratocaster, which I've had for quite a while. I've been playing guitar now for 30 years, and I've had this guitar for 1/3 of that time. So it's a real favorite of mine. Maybe in a later video, I'll play some chords on it and show you what it sounds like. So anyway, I welcome you to Harper College. I hope you have a wonderful semester. Please email me if you have any questions on Blackboard, on the syllabus, on the first assignment for this week. Also, be sure to let me know if there's anything else that I can help you with as you get adjusted to life at Harper, particularly if this is your first semester at college. I'm happy to point you in the direction of where you need to go. Unfortunately, I'm not on campus this semester since this is an asynchronous class that we're just focusing on online. But fingers crossed, maybe we'll be back together next semester, and I can see a lot of you in person. But for this semester, we're sticking with the online teaching. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to reading your first quiz. In the next video, I'll talk a little bit about the syllabus. So I'll see you then. And in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful first week of classes and a great start to your fall semester. Talk to you later.